and welcome to another exciting episode of Tom and Jimmy. And today I'm joined by the super amazing and super talented Sari.
Hey!
So a question myself and Tom get asked a lot is how to get into vlogging and what equipment to use.
Yeah, let's get to work.
Let's get started. So I think the most simplest way to get into things is something that everybody has in their own pocket, and that is a phone. And I just threw it there like that. Yeah, it's good to have a pretty strong box or protection on your phone because it is going to drop and you don't want to have a broken phone. But this is, in my opinion, the simplest and easiest way to start with vlogging.
Yes, and I have done vlogs and I have done live streams by my phone, so it's really quite simple to set up and just go with it.
Yeah, because Sari has done quite a lot of streaming, quite a lot of vlogging, and you've worked with some pretty famous people, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and you're into twitching now, I heard.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the first place to start.
Yeah.
I think, absolutely. And then up from that, what do you think we should go after that?
Well, the next thing you would do after you have done vlogging with your camera, then you are looking into when you have done vlogging by your phone, you decide that you want a camera. And then you could get something really portable and something quite light, something really usable, and something that comes with like so many different kind of external devices you can attach, and how easy it is to take with you. You could, for example, use a GoPro.
A GoPro, and what do we have here? We have a GoPro.
Just so happens.
Just so happens. The GoPro is such a practical device for when riding the bike. It's like just a great tool. There's a GoPro here. It's a little bit old one, but it still does the job really well.
Yeah, I think with GoPro it's not always like the most newest model that works best for you, because even the older models have really good quality. Yeah. And also I have GoPro Session 5, which is like super small and it doesn't have a screen, but just the portability and how easy it is to use and how good the quality still is in that thing. Yeah. It's really good for the price.
And this is GoPro Hero, and this is maybe 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
And I think I paid €100 for this.
Yeah.
And it still does quite a good job today.
Yeah.
It's waterproof, can take a really big beating. It's it's a good tool and something that's not going to break the bank, and that's a good place to start with. Accessories you will need with that. You will need some mounts, charging cable, and this is a chest harness. This is something I really recommend that you're going to have. You can put a mount on the top of your helmet if you want, but I think this gives the most realistic view. That it's not up really high looking down, that is very neutral on your chest, and you can see your hands, the handlebars, and what's happening in front of you on the trail.
Yeah, and also how it picks up wind. If you're talking at the same time. I just recently live streamed with my GoPro, and I had to put the camera on my helmet, and the only thing that was a bit troublesome was the wind. Yeah. Because it was so high on my helmet. Yeah. But otherwise, of course, it worked quite well. Yeah. But the chest mount, that's the way to go.
Yeah, and I think when you're shouting and screaming at the camera, it does pick up.
Yeah.
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 That's the GoPro, very good place to start with. I do recommend sometimes with the GoPro that if you're out for a long day of riding, that the battery can go quite fast in some of these. Yeah. So I pack a little portable device, and I can just charge it up when I'm not using, because these older ones you cannot change the battery inside these. It's just a fixed unit. Yeah. So that's a pretty good one. That's the GoPro.
Take that.
I'll take that.
Yeah, don't forget it.
Okay, next up, what do we need next after that? Let's get into something a little bit more expensive and something that's going to step the game up a little bit.
Yeah, it makes things a bit more serious maybe, but it also makes it a bit more professional kind of. Of course, you can get the awesome quality footage with the GoPro or other action camera. There are many other ones too, but we use GoPro, and it's our preferred brand.
Yeah. But when doing, sometimes in the forest, I do bring the big camera with me, but it's not always so practical to do. Yeah, so that's where the GoPro rules. But in a situation like today, where we're in the office in here, and we're doing a little bit of shooting and vlogging, that's where we start to use the bigger cameras. So you have, let's take your camera, which we're using as a B camera today.
I'm gonna, let's stop the recording from there.
Well, we can keep recording with it.
Oh, yeah.
We can record ourselves with this and use it for recording.
Hello. Hello.
So, your camera here is the Canon M50.
M50, yes.
And I know this camera well because this was the kind of first vlogging camera that I started with.
Right, yeah.
And it's a really nice camera to start with.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got this flippy screen. Let's show you this flippy screen. So you can flip it around, you can look at yourself. It's, pick it up camera. It's really good. It's really nice for that.
Yes.
Yeah. So the advantages of this, you can you have a lot more control over your settings on this camera compared to the GoPro, so you can get a little bit better quality, and the image is not rounded at the edges. This is a good little toy, and underneath it we have a Joby. This is a Joby. So this is for mounting the camera. This is like one of my most essential kits I bring with me when filming, because I can tie this to a tree, I can put it anywhere I want, I can put the camera on it. I've even had this on top of the Burj Khalifa, the big huge building in Dubai.
Right.
So I've literally, up at the top of that, I've had it on the railings, hanging over the edge, with my camera facing down and taking some photos from there. So from like 800 meters up in the sky. And it's held the camera really well. And this also helps for vlogging as well. We'll just flip the camera quickly back on there. Tighten it up.
Oh my, I'm almost sneezing. Yeah, it's allergy season coming up.
You're getting ready for allergy season. So with this, I can hold the camera like that in front of me, and you can walk and talk as well.
Hey, I have a question about these. About these Gorilla Pods.
Yes.
I bought a smaller one for the GoPro. It works really well. Of course, the camera is not heavy at all, and even if you put any, like, there are external microphones and stuff like that you can put on the GoPro. It doesn't do the weight so much. It doesn't add so much weight to GoPro. But with already like this size of camera, how heavy do you want this thingy to be? Well, because I bought a really, like, it was like 20 euros. Yeah. It wasn't this this thingy wasn't like as sturdy as this one. So what would be like a nice stand sturdy enough that you recommend?
Well, this one I bought is the 5K. So it's for heavier cameras, because I do professional work, so my cameras tend to be quite heavy as well. And the last thing I want is my camera to fall and smash on the ground. So I would recommend to go with a little bit heavier one. It is a little bit bigger, but they're not hugely bigger. And just for the security, I would recommend going for the bigger one. The 5K, I think there's a 3K one, so that means how many kilos it can handle.
Right.
But realistically, would I trust putting 5 kilos on top of this? To be honest, not really. No.
Not at least on a really tall building in a a really high place.
No, I wouldn't do it with that. Yeah. And then up from that, let's throw the camera back into its B position, so we can.
And B-roll is also very important for vlogging.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah. Let's see where you are. Are we about there?
We're about there. That's about right.
Yeah. Maybe not exactly where we were, but really close.
Close enough.
Really close anyway.
So. The first things I bought then when I got a camera like this, so you can start with something, you don't have to spend 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 euros on a camera unless you are using it for professional work, and you can make back money to pay for that camera. Sometimes it really doesn't make sense to do it. You can get cameras for 500, 600, 700 euros, which are going to do a really great job for you.
Yeah.
That's a really good place to start. But the camera does so much, but to make things better, you're going to have to add accessories to it. And I think one of the first accessories I bought was this, the cat.
The cat, yes, with the red tail.
Yeah. So what this is an external microphone, and this is going to pick up the sound so much better. Why it's called the dead cat or the dead rat is because of this guy on top here. That's him there. So what this does is for any wind and any movement, it's going to stop all that type of sound. And this is it's a really important tool to have to step things up.
Yeah. And it was really good investment.
Yeah, and these aren't expensive. And these are like €40.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the basic one. I do have more professional ones, more expensive ones.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, the quality difference.
Yes.
It isn't really noticeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the difference between no external mic and then having an external mic, it's
huge.
Yeah.
It's definitely it's really, really big.
Yeah, I have used this one for about a year now, and I have to say I really enjoy it. It's lightweight. It doesn't affect because I use handheld. I vlog like this, so it doesn't interfere. I had a bigger one, but it almost like came to my face. Yeah. So I returned it for the smaller one, which was a good choice for the vlogging stuff that I do.
Yeah. And it's super lightweight, not expensive, and makes a big difference to it. Also, when it comes to microphones, we do have these little small lav mics, which you can attach to your clothing. But today in the camera, we're using the good microphone. So we can...
This exactly same one is attached on that camera.
So we can have a little mic like this. I use this in situations where we got interviews happening.
Yeah.
And you can attach this to, example, I have this one attached to my phone, so I can record directly. Yeah. I can record directly to the phone and put it in my pocket. Right. Then you come, when it's not an issue, but when editing, then you have a separate sound file, so you need to have, you know, it just makes work a little bit, not more difficult, but just more time consuming. So whereas when you're recording with the mic on top of the camera, then you have everything in the one file. But again, these are help with the sound. And these aren't expensive either. Again, about 30-40 euros for something like this. You could even get cheaper ones. Okay, and this is a Rode one, the same as this one here. So Rode, in my opinion, you know, they do good products at a good price.
Yeah. Also, for my streaming setup, when I stream to Twitch, there's Rode mics and the mic stand. What do you call where you attach? Is it stand? Yeah, the boom. Yeah, it's from Rode.
Yeah.
And it's currently my preferred choice when I go to audio stuff.
Yeah, good. Then up from this is for me a really important thing.
Yeah.
What's in this case? Is it makeup?
No, it's not. It's not powder.
It's not powder. This is it's called an ND filter.
Yeah. It's like makeup for your camera.
Basically, that's a good analogy. What it is there. So I'm going to grab a lens. So from my bag of bits, I'm going to grab my favorite lens. This is my vlogging lens of choice. This is the Canon. It's the 16-35mm, and it's a really nice lens. So you can get pretty close, and everything is nice and in focus. But what the ND filter does, it screws on top. So
really easily. Oh.
Yeah, I'll show it there on the floor. So this is an adjustable. So it when you've set up your camera, you are shooting at like pretty low aperture, or it's called high aperture, isn't it? When the numbers are lower, it's higher.
It's higher.
Yeah. So sometimes you get a lot of light into the camera, and what this does, this adjusts it, so you can control how much light you're letting in without having to change all your settings. So this comes especially on a warm, sunny, bright day. You remember warm, sunny, bright days? Have you seen? There's apparently this yellow ball comes in the sky.
Hey, we live in Finland.
Yeah.
Summer is the nicest day of the year.
That's true. But definitely, with your lenses, with your camera, you're gonna have some lenses, and this is definitely something I recommend. That after you get the mics, this is the next thing that makes a big difference. You do have lots of options with these. You do have. This starts kind of like about 50 euros and can go up to hundreds and hundreds of euros. The cheapest ones, they aren't so good. When you're editing the films later, that sometimes it can cause a lot of noise in the shadows, I find. So buying a little bit better quality does make a difference, and you don't lose out on the quality.
Yeah.
What else do we have here today? What would you recommend after that? I think lighting is really important.
Yeah, because with like we have, like the camera that I have that's taking the B-roll right now. It's a decent little package on its own, but it needs a bit of help.
Yeah, yeah. So that's where I've been using these cube lights. And let's turn it on here.
Yeah, put it to blink.
Turn it on. Put it to blink, that'll really help.
Yeah.
So this is something that's got a mount I can put on top of the camera, and that can help light situations. But these can be quite cheap or quite expensive.
Yeah.
This is built to last, so it's waterproof and can take a beating.
Yeah.
And it's quite good. But you don't have to do that because we're all bike riders. Yeah. Guess what we all have? We all got bike lights. And believe it or not, these... when I make it work, these are actually pretty good for videos as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just highlight a section, and behind you, or the person as well.
Yeah.
But
you don't always have to go to shop to buy new stuff. You can.
No, you can recycle.
You can MacGyver. You can MacGyver stuff a lot.
Exactly. Because in the background there we have a little highlight. This red light. Can you reach to that corner?
Yeah.
What do we have in the corner there?
Oh, hold on.
Hold on in there.
Hold on. I have to do a squiggly twiggly. Right. There.
Okay. We have a backlight from a bike. There we go. So we can just highlight, something in the video like that. Just add a little bit of flavour to it. Okay, so we've gone through the basics, starting out with your phone. We've gone to GoPro. We've gone to camera, and now let's step up the game a little bit more. We got all this nice equipment. So when you're filming and walking along, and especially filming bike riding, there's a lot of movement and there's a lot of running going on. And for that, I bought me a gimbal. These are not cheap.
That is not cheap.
They are not cheap.
You can tell a lot of a gimbal by its size. I've seen like some. Hey, there are also gimbals for mobile phones.
Yes, there is. Absolutely as well. And they're not expensive either.
Yeah.
They used to be hundreds of euros. Now you can pick them up for well under 100 euros.
Yeah.
And that does make a difference.
Yeah.
But with the big cameras, you do need a bigger thing. When I got this gimbal, I watched all the videos on YouTube because that's where we buy stuff today.
Yeah.
Like YouTube is a great place to check out and real life reviews. So people were saying, hey, you get a gimbal, it's a great thing to use. And I was like, okay, I'll put down a lot of money, buy a gimbal. Yeah. And I got to be honest, I was really disappointed.
Oh right, yeah.
I was disappointed with how how it worked. I wasn't getting exactly what I wanted to do for bike riding, because out of the box, I'll just MacGyver this one, throw it up there. You get something like this, and I found it wasn't so great for the bike riding.
Yeah.
Because I just wasn't happy with it. So it sat for like a year in my storage, and then I decided that it was time to come back out. So I rigged up this. I found this in the trash. This is actually from an exercise.
I recognize this. It's from a pull-up bar kind of thing.
Yeah. So someone had obviously done their Christmas routine and had gone beyond this. So I rigged it up with a bicycle grip and a screw, and just attached it onto the end there.
Like this thing deserves its own close-up.
Yeah.
So
this is like so ghetto. Touch the screen and we get in focus. There we go.
Yeah.
So this is it is totally ghetto, but it has really transformed how this gimbal works. Because I can run and I can shoot like this, and I can run behind the rider. Whereas before it was really difficult to do. You couldn't do. And then I can flip it up and I can film all around as well. So it has really transformed how, from something that I never used to something that now, anytime I'm shooting any action, it's like, it's got to come along with me. Of course, it is heavy, and when you're, bringing this around you on the bike, it's a bit of an overkill. But for client work, then it does definitely comes along, and where you want to get a bit of pro look. Yeah, it's something to think about investing in, and it just makes your footage look that little bit better. That is really nice. Yeah, really nice piece of additional stuff that you put there, because it totally makes it a different thing. Because when you have, even if you have like the M50, which is not that. It's like sometimes it misses focus a little bit. Yeah, even with that camera.
because I have a cute dog, so I have to film him a lot.
Yeah.
And even trying to hold that one with the gorilla pod kind of thing, it's not easy. And imagining that even if I bought a gimbal for that, it would weigh like 3 times as much.
Yeah.
It's gonna you need to have a thing like that, so it's like ergonomic, you know.
Yeah.
So it's easy to carry.
Yes.
And makes it even
It is
more usable.
Yes.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I'm super impressed by your work.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, so they go rooting through the trash, and you never know what you find in the trash.
I know I have one of these at home already,
There
so
you go.
it's just let's get to work.
Yeah. Okay, that's the camera action out of the way. Let's throw it on the floor. So we have all our nice camera footage. We have our GoPro footage. We got our phone footage. We can mash it all up together. So now we're going to take things a little bit further. So we're going to add in a little bit extra into this. And in my suitcase in here, we got a drone.
No. Nice.
So this is my drone of choice for a lot of reasons, because it's nice and small is the main reason.
Yeah.
And okay, I got it in a nice fancy travel case here, so nothing happens to it. But it's small enough, I can fold it up. I've got a little package, I can fit it in the backpack, really easy. And then there's a remote as well, so it's all super compact. This is the Mavic Air from DJI. Really nice little thing. And so this just gives you a little bit added extra to your footage.
Yeah.
So you have all the content of riding and talking, but it's nice to put in this B-roll where you're up in the sky filming from above. Of course, you're not going to get any sound out of this, but you are going to get some nice footage that helps to break up your little film. Again, accessories for this. I have ND filters again as well for this, so they just screw on the front of it there. We got 4, 8 and 16, and they're usually enough for most of the things. How much should you spend on a drone? DJI just came out with a new drone, this really lightweight mini one, and I think it was like 249 grams. So it means that like there's some rules coming in, meaning that drones over 250 grams you need to get a license for it, and they come in like 1 gram underneath. You do get pretty decent quality footage out of this. It does good enough for vlogging, but for professional work, you know, you will have to get the pro versions of these. But this is enough for most of us.
How much of an investment would you put?
An investment would put. Well, this one I got this on sale. So I think I paid like 700 euros for this one, and then I got some extra batteries. But flying a drone, it's not the easiest thing in the world. It's something that don't go spend a lot of money on a drone and go out, because you will crash it. It's guaranteed to crash. So I recommend when you are buying a drone, you are going to need batteries, because these things eat up batteries for breakfast. So you get about 15, 20, they say 20 minutes, but in realistic terms, you don't get that, because after about 10 minutes or so the battery starts to drop, and it depends on the conditions how fast you're pushing the drone. So it's good. I bought a couple of extra batteries with it, so I got 3 batteries with this. You are going to need extra propeller blades, that's for sure, because you will crash it. This thing has seen under a lake. Last week when I was flying here across by the lake, and there's a lot of interference and signals from the TV station. So the drone just went landing now, and I was 400 meters up above the lake, and it was going straight down into the lake, so it was kind of panic. So I did manage to land the drone, but that was the other side of the lake. So I had to run my fat ass to the other side of the lake to find the drone before somebody else had found it. Propeller guards, these are really good for flying in forest conditions, because of course a lot of our riding is in forest and it is in tight places, so I like to use this to protect it. It has saved it. In the last year I've gone through a couple of, that's what happens. You smash up your propellers. So
when you film riding in Utah, you might not need the need the propeller covers.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for some epic riding in some big mountains, but there's no trees and there's like beautiful sunsets and sunrises. But yeah, that's something to help to make your footage better.
Yeah.
And but it's something you got to practice.
Yeah.
And it's something that it is worth investing in. They're super fun to fly. They are really, really fun. So like, if you're into playing PlayStation and stuff like that, you're gonna love playing this.
Right? It's like real life.
It is like
flying game.
Yeah. I like getting a little bit nerdy. I just go out and fly this just for fun. Sometimes not to film, just to fly it, because they are really, really nice and fun. But before you take this into a public area where there is people, you've got to be really careful with this. The last thing you want to do is crash into somebody, because it can happen, because the controls on these, how they work.
Yeah.
When you want to stop, they aren't exactly going to stop right away. It has to slow down. Yeah. And these things go fast. These things go like easily 60 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, I remember when I was on a holiday with my friends, and she had a drone with her to film some footage, and we had to be like really careful where we put it up, because there were a lot of people walking. Luckily, she is really, really good with drone handling. But I have to say, I was nervous, because it was the first time I was experiencing drone action in work.
Yeah.
So it was really, really exciting, and you have to note the wind conditions.
Exactly, because when it's windy and you are flying high, it does affect things. And also, there's restrictions in areas where you're flying. Like, I have been filming at some events, and I set the whole drone up, because it does take time to set these up. You got to set it to your camera, make everything ready. So you're like 5 minutes messing around, getting everything ready, and then you go, okay, let's fly. And you press the go fly button, and then it goes restricted area. You cannot fly here, and you do. Yeah.
So please take that into account where you are flying with it.
So all these equipment costs a lot of money. So I really like to protect my stuff.
Yeah.
You know, boxes like these, they aren't expensive.
Yeah.
Inside is expensive. This protects stuff, especially when traveling.
Yeah.
When I'm taking this on airplanes or just throwing it in the back of the car, when I get there, I know it's going to be safe.
Yeah.
Even little boxes for the GoPro.
Even though the GoPro is really indestructible,
but it's nice that I have everything in one place.
Yeah.
So I know that I have all my little things in the one package, and when I need them, I can just go to that box.
Yes.
And that everything is in the one place, because you end up gathering. You see, we have a lot of stuff today, and these travel in the back of my car. So when it goes to finding stuff, it does help to have it.
And also with GoPro, pack another extra mount in case.
In case, because they do break.
Yeah.
They do break. So it's really and the last thing you want is that your mount breaks and
the filming is there, because I was once I was filming at Sarpale, and I kind of hit a tree with my handlebar, and I had the camera in my handlebar. For the extra like another view of footage, and I crashed into a tree, and the mount broke.
Yeah, and then that's game over.
I was really sad.
Yeah.
Silly Sari didn't bring another mount.
And that's what we learned from experience. So we're trying to show you guys that from experience, that the equipment that we use is stuff we have tested over the years.
Yeah.
And I've bought a lot of rubbish from shops, been fooled by the bright lights, especially when it comes to photography stuff. That's like, there's so much stuff on the market. I've bought stuff that's like, I've never used it, but it sounded so great in the store.
And let me tell you, I'm such a cheap ass that I usually go for this is an off-brand thing, and it's a lot cheaper than the actual one.
Yeah.
So why would I invest on the more expensive one? But let me tell you, I bought for the GoPro. I use the GoPro a lot. I bought so many flimsy mounts from basically anywhere, and they when you put it on the bike, for example, I put the GoPro on my bike quite often to get different kind of views. So they start to rattle. They don't hold up to as well, and the plastic itself, it starts to wear off. So the screws just don't hold.
Yeah.
So being cheap here hasn't provided me any advantage.
Basically, buy cheap, buy twice.
Yeah.
So we kind of recommend, after years and years of testing stuff, that you don't have to always buy the most expensive stuff, but try to buy something a little bit better quality.
Yeah.
And this is where I recommend that going to your local store really helps, because they usually have experience in it. Same like when buying a bike, I always recommend you go to your local store, because the guys in the store, they have experience, they've usually ridden the bike, and the same comes to camera equipment.
Yeah.
They can really help you and match to find your budget. One thing I forgot to talk about is memory cards.
Right, yeah, and this is basically enough for like one day. No, that was a joke.
Yeah. So
you don't need like maybe 20 of those, but
yeah.
Get a few.
Yeah.
At least.
And try to buy like good cards. And they've got so much cheaper in the last couple of years that like in the last century, because I remember the last century, like this is 64 gigabyte card. That was like 10 times the memory of my computer I used to use. But today, you know, these are costing 30-40 euros, so it's good to invest in these. I like to use the ScanDisk. These are the extreme ones. They what helps is when filming that it records the footage fast and to the camera.
Yeah, because what I do, I also want to have good quality video, so it means that also the memory card needs to be
good as well,
doing adequate job.
So don't cheap out on that. If you're going to shoot in 4K footage, you will need a faster card than these. I have it in the camera at the moment. We're not shooting at 4K because do we really need to shoot in 4K? What 4K does, it adds your file size is pretty big.
Yeah, it makes them huge.
And when you're rendering it, it takes a long time to render. Yeah. So it speeds things up by just shooting in full HD. Yeah, it definitely helps.
Hey, about the memory card, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because when you go to buy a memory card, say you have the GoPro, you have the handheld mount, so you can have it in your hands. You're doing vlogging with it. You're doing filming with it. And you want to get a memory card. There are many different kind of like pictures on the memory card. So what do they mean? Like, and how do you decide which do you get?
Go for the most expensive one.
Yeah.
No.
The gold-plated, diamond encrusted.
Absolutely.
It doesn't need to. Yeah, it needs to be that one.
Yeah, I'll stick the memory card.
Yeah.
So first of all, with different size memory cards. So the GoPro and the drones, they use these small little micro ones. You can show the camera the micro one.
Wait, it's so small. Please, let's find the. There
we go.
Yeah.
So
tiny as a fingernail.
Exactly. So don't lose that.
Yeah.
This will fit in your GoPro and your drone, but you can get an adapter for it, and it can also fit to your bigger camera as well. Yeah. Because most cameras have these SD cards.
Yes.
You do have different numbers on it. So we have 32 and we have 64. So that's got to do with the size of the card.
Yeah.
It's 64 gigabytes and this one is a 32 gigabyte. Very rarely after a day shooting, you know, I can very rarely run out of storage with these ones. But it's good to have a few cards just to change over. This one says 90 megabits a second. That's how fast it reads and writes.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like how quickly it writes means how good quality it can.
And how it takes that information and stores it for you. If you get something that's really slow, it's going to take forever to render it, and then also to take it from the camera to your computer. Yeah, it takes time as well.
Yeah.
Then let's talk about the programs that we use to edit.
Yeah.
You're going to need a computer, obviously, to do stuff. You can also use iPad as well, or even your phone. But the good thing about the GoPro is, for example, you do have...
I look silly with my hand, with the phone in my hand.
You do have on the GoPro, for example, it's got its own app where you can quick edit stuff. So you can put the footage from your GoPro straight to your phone. Yes. You can do some quick editing and you can have a video straight online. That's one advantage of that. Same with the phone. Yeah. You can edit it on your phone and make a video straight up online.
There are really actually quite decent ones available for mobile phones. I have an Android phone. I wish I now remembered the name of the app that I used for my first YouTube vlog that I made, because I made it on my phone. And I added the music, I added some like text there. It was like It was like a Windows Movie Maker level. Okay. But anyway, I was able to do it on my phone. So there are really like pretty decent ones also. If you want to like, if you're on the go and want to do it really quickly, it's you can do it on your phone too. But when you have GoPro, then it's a GoPro app. But when you go to the cameras like this, then computer.
Yeah. You definitely, because you can't do anything in camera.
And you might have several files like I do. I do shoot quite a lot of B-roll. I try to keep it minimal, but I do take a lot. Yeah. And I have to go through the material, and for that, computer is a must.
Yeah, and you can't realistically use the cheapest computer out there.
Yeah.
I've got my old MacBook Pro. This is years old, but it still can do the job that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because the files are big.
Yeah.
And then the programs are heavy. You don't have to buy the biggest program out there, the most fanciest program.
I use a free one.
Yeah, because when I started out doing this on the Apple, they have the iMovie thing.
Yeah.
And it's so simple. It's drag, drop, cut. Yeah. It's so simple to use. Yeah. But you are limited with some features with it, like the color correction and some of the sound and some of the features. They are pretty basic.
Yeah.
It does have features like it has its own library of music and sound effects, so you can drag and drop them in, but everybody has heard them.
Yeah, so that's the thing. You know.
I know exactly when somebody puts a video out, I go, that's the sound straight from there. And so then after that, I use for most of the stuff. But what do you use? You use a PC.
Yeah, I use PC, and I have a beginner story because when I started to do
Once upon a time,
yeah, like 2 years ago when I started to do some vlogging, like when I actually
wow, we got some guests.
Bike. when I decided that I want to do vlogs as a hobby.
Yeah.
I had really dingy computer for you gamers out there.
Dingy, I haven't heard of that brand. Dingy computers. Dingy.
Yeah. Like for you gamers out there, I had to lower the settings for World of Warcraft to almost lowest to play the game. They will know.
Yeah.
And I used Windows Movie Maker, and I had like this handheld camera like this, with the flippity screen and like a tube here, like this kind of camera. And I started with those. And it was like, that camera is just over a year old, so I went really, really far with that setup.
Yeah.
But it was Windows Movie Maker, so it was like basically equal to the iMovie, except I have to say it wasn't as good quality as the iMovie. But anyway, it was free.
It was free, and it did the job.
It did it.
Exactly.
It did.
Because I don't think we shouldn't get too lost in the quality and trying to make the best, most epic thing ever. Because in realistic terms, the videos, they last one day today. Yeah. You put them on Facebook, you put them on YouTube, and people see them for one day, and they're kind of forgotten about. That's the sad thing about it. You have to produce videos the whole time. Yeah. Which leads then to probably like the content that people should shoot with. Yeah. So I think people should try to tell a little bit of a story when you're out shooting. Like filming your friends at the one section like this, it gets boring pretty fast. But if you mix that with other types of footage, mix it with the GoPro, and you try to tell a little bit of a story, it definitely helps the vlog. So when telling a story, what I like to do is I like to divide it into 3 different sections. So we have an intro, which tells a little bit about what's going to happen. We got the main content, which tells a story, and we got some little bit of an exit as well.
Yes.
So, do you do the same?
Yes, I do. Yeah. And I usually my vlogs, because I have to think what I am going to vlog, it's going to be about. That's like the structure. Yeah. And what happens in between? What do I speak? That's mainly just improvised. Yeah. And comes like before. If I first say I do a race vlog from enduro race. Yeah. Of course, that's the theme, and the beginning is that I prepare. I tell that I'm nervous and I haven't practiced enough. And then comes the huge storyline of me actually finishing the race. And then it ends with me explaining that, I didn't know why I was so worried. And that's
and you completely had a great day after.
And I want to go again. Yeah.
But what about the first time talking on camera can be like really nervous for people. And it's at the end, it's not really. You know, it's like a lot of us have this fear, it's like looking at ourselves on camera. And it's like, oh my God, do I look like that? Do I talk like that? And it's like, yeah, you do.
Yeah,
you do. And you just accept it, and you just got to get over it. That's the way you are.
Yeah.
Like, for me, working with Tom, that has been good because Tom has been doing it his whole life. He's just a natural performer. He's done TV and his music and so much stuff. So working with Tom has been good for me. It's definitely helped. But I remember the first time standing doing this, it was like, oh, everybody's looking. And it's like...
I think like taking photographs is it's much more difficult than doing like vlogs or like any videos or Twitch stream because it's live stream and it goes live like directly to people, so you have to be there. You have to be there like reacting and seeing the stuff. So. It's not so intimidating.
And I agree with that because I do professional photography as part of my work. And I really love standing behind the camera when taking pictures and guiding people. But when I have to stand in front of the camera, it's like, it's never easy.
Yeah, like, am I crossing my eyes?
Yeah,
like you accidentally did that anyway. So.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I did it again.
It's true. But I think, kind of find a team. Find what you want to film.
Yeah.
And what you want to do. When you start basic, just have some fun and show people you're having fun. And then step the game up little bit by little bit, because when you start vlogging, you find yourself, you have to try and make it better and better and better all the time. It's just natural progression with how it comes. So as you go along, you find yourself changing, and don't be afraid to change.
Yeah.
Just keep working with it and keep going with it. And if you're going in one direction, it's not working, go a different direction, change it up.
There's no rule that you have to stick to some one thing.
Absolutely
you
not.
can, because it's your thing and it's you're basically doing it for yourself.
Exactly.
And if somebody picks it up for you and you want to do like some other stuff in the future or maybe do more professional stuff, of course. But in the beginning, you are mainly doing it for yourself.
And I like that. That's a very, very good thing to say, that you are doing it for yourself. And that's really, really good. Yeah. What else do we have left to talk about? What can we think about that's missing?
Hey, we started with the iMovie and with the Windows Movie Maker, but obviously we are not using those anymore.
No, I'm using Premiere Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much does that cost?
Well, I pay per month because with all the photo and design work I do, so I buy the whole Adobe package per month. So I think I'm paying like €80 a month for that.
But
so that I get Potato Shop and InDesign and Premiere, everything I need for that.
But it's because you do so much commercial stuff that it needs to be like top notch.
It does because I have with a program like that I have so much more control over what I'm doing. I can control the editing and I can control the sound, how I'm exporting it. So if we're exporting to YouTube, then you have settings for that and you can customize all the different effects. Yeah. But you don't have to go crazy with effects and stuff like that. Just keep it simple, keep it plain. And,
go also with your skill level, because if you are like overdoing it can be
it takes away from it. Putting in all these special effects and flips and turns and twirls, it doesn't always help. So it's good just to keep it simple, tell the story, and putting in these effects if they enhance. Then go with them. Don't put in effects just for the sake of putting in effects at all.
And this is coming from a viewer's point of view, and not like what do you call it? Content creator side. Because I watch so many vlogs, I watch so many YouTube channels that I have quite figured out what is my taste, what I like to watch. But I also have a different taste of what I do myself. So like. I know I said you are doing it for yourself, but if you are aiming for pleasable
viewing, watching,
help me English language.
For the viewer when it's watching, so to make it like more enjoyable for them, where they're not going, oh, look at that. Yeah. You just keep it plain, keep it simple,
Yeah.
and it also speeds up the time, because if you're shooting a video, it takes, say, half an hour you're doing a video.
Yeah.
And you guarantee you're going to spend much more time editing the video.
Yes.
But you don't unnecessarily need to spend 2 or 3 days editing the video.
Yeah.
Just we have structured, we have the intro, we have the main part, and we have the exit.
Yes.
So when gathering all the files, so I gather all the files from all the different cameras, and I put them into what's called a bin in Premiere, so I can sort out all the exit, all the intro, and I just drop all the files onto the timeline, cut them down as quick as possible, put it in, and then try to tell the story with that.
Yeah.
Then we need music often. So you can't just go to, Paolo Kaivaniemi and download Icon 9 in and put it in as your soundtrack. That doesn't work. They got copyright, and YouTube and Facebook will go, nah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So where do you get your music from?
I do my vlogs to YouTube, so I use YouTube Music Library.
I'm going to high five you to that, because I didn't know that, and now I do, and I use exactly the same thing. It's a really good place to start. It's all cleared, so you can use it whenever you want. You can choose any song you want. The songs aren't always the most epic song. There is thousands and thousands of songs to scroll through.
Yeah,
there's
and
a lot of
every day.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff, but there's some stuff out there that's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, if you look at my vlogs, you will find many good songs. And I do listen to those. Like each time I start to make a vlog, I go to the library first and I get the music.
That's true. Yeah. I like that. That's true. So I do the same as well. So if I'm driving in the car or whatever, then I kind of have it playing in the background. And hey, that's a good song. I'll save that song for later. And then I think about the style of the video that's shooting and match the movie to the song.
The music is. It's very important for me that the music matches the mood that I am getting from there, and the mood that the mood.
Yeah.
The mood is the word here.
Yeah. And there's a lot of stylistic music out there at the moment. So, you try to blend it into what you're doing, and try not to have it too loud. You can have it as a background when someone when it's talking, and remember to turn down the levels for that so it's not overtaking from the voice of it. And try to go with, I find, more neutral music, because music is very subjective. You know, not everybody is going to like death metal, not everybody is going to like your country and western song about your dog dying. So
a truck breaking down.
Truck breaking down, and your dog ran away with your wife. Yeah.
Whoa, that's sad, man.
That's that's country and western. But keep it kind of natural, keep it neutral, so that, as you said, it blends in with the whole video as well. But you have basically a couple of platforms where we can start to put the videos to. Yeah. Let's start with YouTube. Then we have Facebook. And then we have Instagram.
Vimeo.
Yeah, all these new things are coming the whole time. But I think that YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram are kind of the 3 big places where the most amount of people go to. YouTube being probably the biggest place. And then Facebook is what myself and Tom use. Just from the beginning, we uploaded our videos straight to Facebook. Yeah. You know, we didn't really use YouTube for that, because we already had our audience was on Facebook, so we just kind of stuck with that.
It's a natural place for you.
It just worked for us, and we could get straight to our followers and to people. We do have a YouTube channel. We upload our videos there, but we don't actively go and chase people there. It just exists there. Instagram as well, we use as well. But Instagram, you're limited to a 1-minute video. So you have to really think about things. If you're going to think about a 1-minute video, it's pretty hard to do. But you can do it easily in 1 minute. But what you can do, if you have a longer video, you can do a 1-minute trailer, put it on Instagram, and tell people, hey, go check our video. Here it's on Facebook or it's on YouTube. But you use a lot more YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is my main place for my mountain biking stuff and my vlogs, and for my mountain biking stuff and my vlogs, like for my riding stuff. Only like the live stuff is like Twitch. But everything else is on YouTube. So it's my main. Because Twitch is a new thing that I've only found out about, like, I think before Christmas, when you start talking about Twitch, and I'm going, Twitch noob, what's wrong with her? you know.
Yeah. Actually, my first Twitch stream has been like I checked the like the logs, and I think it was 2000, maybe even 16.
Okay.
My first Twitch stream.
Wow. From
my PlayStation, because there was a stream to Twitch button, and I decided to give it a go. So yeah, if you count that, it has started then. But
so Twitch is it's a platform for shooting live videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can build an audience there and invite people to it. And the thing is, the video stays live, so you can follow up later with other people. So like if you're using something like Instagram stories to tell it, you know, it only lasts 24 hours and then it's kind of your story is gone. We're using something like Twitch. You have the live at the moment video, and then it also stores as well, so you can watch it back later. Yeah,
you can return to it later, and it's really. I've done also like biking streams, like actual where I go ride the bike in the forest, and I have live stream on. Yeah. So I ride, I talk to the camera, I tell about things, what's going on, and when I stop, I take my phone and I check with the Twitch app what's going on, and I can check the chat and like what's going on, and it's pretty cool, and I think the viewers did enjoy it. Well, I did go too far, so the connection was so you might want to keep it at the limits where the connection is good enough. But it didn't cut at any point, so it's really good. Yeah. But it's a fun way to bring a different kind of like, for example, for like bike riding action, and I can't wait to try to do a live stream from bike park.
Yeah.
Yeah, like taking you, because I have uploaded to my YouTube channel like rides from Sarpale or Bike Park Wales, where I went to on a holiday, but actually like seeing it live.
Yeah.
And for somebody who might not know, like what does it actually look like when you are there?
Yeah.
I think it could be really interesting, and I can't wait to try that next summer.
And myself and we've used Facebook Live for that.
Yeah.
But it's a really great thing, because when you just say at a race, for example, that you are excited, and it's a really good way of capturing that moment when you're feeling the adrenaline, when you have just hit some gnarly section and you've conquered something you've been looking at for months, hitting it up, like I'm too scared to do it, and then you do it, that adrenaline feeling after, and to capture at that moment and to share it with people is a really good thing. We've been talking for quite some time now. We've been talking for almost an hour, believe it or not.
But filming and bikes and like
it's so exciting, and because this is something we love doing. We decided we'd share this with you guys, and we really want people to try it out. That if you're thinking about doing it, it's not hard. You got a phone to start with. You can build your level up, and the most important thing is having fun with doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like even my dad has YouTube channel.
Because, no way.
Yeah, because the old camera that I had, the like this one, like this, I sold it to him. Like that's how cheap I am. My dad, I sold it to him. I feel a bit embarrassed. I could have just given it to him, but like Uncle McScrooge.
But I think that works, because he has to use it. He's paid for it now, so he's going to use it.
Yeah. So he has his YouTube channel. He has the little camera, handheld camera, and he edits with like the worst computer I probably have ever seen. But he does it with the joy of an elderly retired man, and I'm really proud of him for doing that. Yeah.
So then, age is nothing. You know, it's just going on, having fun, and enjoying it. So, find your story, tell it, have fun, enjoy it, and so we want to encourage you. It's the start of the year. So this year, start creating content. Just get out there and go do it. We're really excited to see more people do this.
Yes.
And like, there seems to be a community with all people who vlogging, that when we meet each other, it's so exciting. We get together and we chat and we talk about and we share our experiences and what equipment we're using, and it's really, really nice, and it's really, really fun. Yeah. So get out there, go do it, have some fun. I want to really thank you for spending your time today and chatting with us and giving your experience. And if people want to check you out, how did they do that?
They can go to Sarpale666. Sarpale666. It's my name all over the internet, so if you go on Twitch, I will be there. I'm on Instagram, and of course, there on YouTube. I've said that many times, but
yeah.
Every channel you search for, it's Sarpale666.
Exactly. And I'll put all that content somewhere in the bottom of it as well. I think that's everything. Have we missed anything at all? Hey, maybe one last thing. A good bag.
Yeah.
Good bags. That when you're on the bike riding around, you do need a good bag.
Yeah. Big enough for your stuff, but small enough to be carryable.
Exactly.
So it's not overwhelming.
Exactly. With some straps here.
Yeah.
At the front to hold it in place. This is my big bag for carrying all the big things, the big lenses, and then secret stuff like cable ties. You never know when you need cable ties. Spare batteries for flashes.
Yeah, spare batteries and
SD card reader for
clean
editing. Yeah.
Yeah, something to clean the lens with, because
That's
when you're outdoors, I do a lot of vlogging from outdoors, and then I just take my take my camera and out I go, and oh my god. It's then I find out that there's something stuck to the screen, and it's just annoying.
Exactly. So
and you don't touch it with your finger.
No, you should. So we got a little blower, so we blow all the dust off, and it keeps it nice and clean. There is some cleaning, it's like alcohol stuff that helps, and a little cleaning cloth. That you can see it's probably like cleans my bike as well. It's so dirty. But yeah, that's clean equipment is important.
Yeah.
And I keep it wrapped up in a nice little bag here, so everything is organized, and my OCD is kept nice and happy in control, and everything is in space.
Yeah.
I got it.
And let me tell you, it's not. You don't always have to go buy this from a shop. I have bought many good like shoulder bags for the camera, because I do portable vlogging a lot. Yeah. And I want to have like one lens, two lenses maybe with me, and the extra battery and the camera. So I can go with the shoulder bag. So I bought one from flea market for €10, and other one was actually, my backpack was provided me by Jimmy. So it doesn't. You don't have to maybe go to the store and buy the most expensive one. Just look around, and like I have, all my bags are used. So a good bag lasts for a long time.
Exactly.
So
because like Facebook Marketplace is really good for that.
Yeah.
You can get like some of my camera equipment. It is secondhand. Yeah. And but I've usually bought them secondhand through the store, so that they offer some guarantee in case something is wrong. And they usually check the stuff out before they buy it from somebody. Yeah. So if something does go wrong. I
can take my bag from there and show it quickly, so you get an idea what another kind of bag. Oh,
and in traditional bike riding fashion, the bottom of your bag has to be really dirty. Bike riding.
Yeah, that's how you know you have been filming with a bike. So this is my Evoque backpack, and for the camera that I have, of course the size relation is huge. But when I go out with my camera, I need that little extra equipment, but I have also the opportunity to pack everything else too. And this baby, let me try to open it enough. The zip is really big, but there's the compartments. You can adjust them, like with any camera case, if it's a bag or a backpack. Like these spots you can change around to fit your camera.
And you got some super essentials in there.
Yeah,
that every vlogger needs. So please explain what I have missed, obviously, from my...
The most important thing for any mountain biker or cyclist or camera dude is having your credit card with you. Yeah. In case you happen to encounter a camera or bike shop. With this it's not like, even though it's quite big, but there's so much room to store stuff, and the compartments are actually, I think this is even waterproof.
Yeah.
So
I've had this. I'm gonna take this camera up here and shoot a little bit better. So yeah, I've used this camera bag as well. So this I've dragged halfway around the world several times.
Yeah.
So it's been to EWS races and downhill races, and it's been under airplanes and in airplanes. And, and the camera equipment has always come out safe at the end of the day. Yeah,
there are many like compartments where you can store stuff. It's like, well, here I have my hoodie. Yeah. But it's really good.
Yeah, there is smaller versions of this as well.
Yeah, and the best thing, hey, which spot it is? It's here. When you have it on, might want to have it completely off when you want to reach for your camera. There's the flippity.
Oh, look at that! And you have it.
Yeah,
nice,
it is nice. Yeah, your camera or your makeup bag comes straight from there.
Wow.
So it's this was a nice new what do you call it? Ominaisuus.
No experience, but find. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a nice find, but there isn't like you can reach.
Yeah. You just flip the bag around, open it, and pull your camera out, or in this case, like emergency makeup for them situations.
Yeah. I'm a simple woman. I like this kind of like idea here.
Yeah.
But it's a really good bag. Thank you, Jimmy. I really appreciate it. I have used it a lot.
You're very welcome.
Like you might see. Let's sum it up.
Let's sum everything up.
Yeah.
So
you can start with your phone. You can start with the basics.
Yeah.
And I have free editing software currently, so you don't have to always pay for everything to get professional looking stuff. No. I use DaVinci Resolve 16 at the moment.
Yeah, and that's really good stuff as well. Yeah. So go have fun.
Go have fun, and
thank you for today.
Thank you for today. Don't be afraid, and be brave.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you're not going to the dentist here with this.
Yeah.
No, it's just having fun, and then you can also join up with a friend if you're like afraid to do this by yourself. Rope one of your friends in to do it and go have fun with them.
Drag your friends along.
Exactly.
They will love it.
They will love it. All right, guys, you've heard us talk for like over an hour now. Yeah, talking. So I hope you got something out of this, and we look forward to seeing you on the trails, and hopefully with a camera, and hopefully vlogging along. And we'll see you all later.
Yeah.
Okay. Moidy ho.
Moi.
She said moidy ho.
No. Moidy ho.
Moidy ho. So then you finish with to say howdy ho.
Oh.
But we're in Tampere now, so we should say moro ho. That doesn't have the same. That sounds like really bad, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds like a curse.
Moro ho.
Moro ho. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll go with the moi moi.
Yeah, go with the moi moi. Hey.